Bucks presents the NASCAR Twins Busch Grand National North 125 here at New Hampshire International Speedway in Loudon. I'm Don Dunkley along with my partner Jerry Venn. And Jerry, a beautiful day for racing today.
It most definitely is. We've got a great crowd here today. And I'll tell you one fellow that's really excited about the race today. That's the Budweiser driven car, Jamie Obey. Jamie had a tremendous day out here yesterday in qualifying and practice. He's sitting on the pole for the Twin 125s.
And something new this year is the Penrose Challenge for rookies. There are a lot of rookies this year, and at the end of each race, the top finishing rookie gets $500. Plus, at the end of the season, the top rookie in the point standings gets $3,000 and a host of other prizes and awards. Andy Santeri was the top finishing rookie last weekend at Lee USA, a very respectable 9th place. Andy has the 5th position on the starting grid for today, and last year ran a race here at New Hampshire International Speedway, got bumped up a little bit, but he was being kind of cautious. He attended the Buck Baker Racing School over the winter, learned a lot of things from Buddy Baker, and today has orders to pass some cars. So Jerry, we're looking for an exciting race from all the rookies, and especially Andy Santeri.
I can't wait, Don, and we'll be back right after this.
Continental Cablevision presents coverage of the Tri-State Megabucks NASCAR Twin 125s on Channel 12 Concord. Brought to you in part by Budweiser, racing's king of beers. Distributed locally by New Hampshire distributors. By Hazen Printing, located at 1 North Main Street in Penicuik, providing expert full-color printing services. And by Nesson, your ticket to New England sports.
Well, a good crowd filing into the New Hampshire Speedway here on a beautiful May Sunday afternoon. 42 cars will start when the green flag comes down, Jerry, including last year's runner-up for the Rookie of the Year honors.
Babe Branscombe out of Northwood, New Hampshire is a very proud man. He timed well yesterday. He's halfway back in the field. He was just named by the city of Concord to represent the city as the racing capital. He's proud to be associated with Concord, New Hampshire, and I'm sure he's going to do him proud this afternoon.
Yep, it's a beautiful car. It says Racing Capital on it, and they spent half the day polishing it up this morning, Jerry. Dale Shaw, who won the Busch Grand National North season opener last weekend at Lee USA, running a very limited schedule this year and is not in the starting field. Tony Hirschman, though, who placed second at Lee last weekend, is here, and he is in the 4th position, a very good position in the starting grid, the outside of row number 2 in the number 1 Universal Joint Oals. And Tony told us that he thinks the biggest challenge here at New Hampshire International Speedway is racing in the turns. He said after the long straightaways, you have to slow down a lot so as not to get into the turns too hard. In fact, last September, he thought he should have won the race, except he had a flat tire with 2 laps to go. So Tony's hoping for better luck this year. And now, let's get on to Pete Falcone and talk with Jamie Obey in the Budweiser car, our pole sitter today.
Well, guys, when you get a pole position this early in the season, you somewhat become a marked man, and we're going to find out from Jamie Obey whether he's going to be the man to chase today and in future races to come. Jamie, congratulations on the pole.
Well, thank you very much. You know, we're honored to be able to win the pole. The boys have worked real hard to put this Budweiser Chevrolet up front, and you know, we succeeded so far. We got a long day ahead of us, and we're going to go out and run as hard as we can run it and see what happens.
Well, we seem to have the same conditions as we did yesterday for practice and time trials, so I'm sure you didn't have to make a lot of adjustments to the setup for today.
Well, we changed it somewhat from time trials, but it seemed to be pretty strong there in the last practice. And you know, Carl Wagner built us this new motor, and it seems to be awesome. So we got a lot of high hopes today. We're going to try to keep our noses clean and be around for the victory lane.
Well, let's do for you for the rest of the season with a good finish today.
Well, we've been struggling for the last year. Our team has. It's no news to anybody. We've been working real hard over the winter, and it'll just give us a boost mentally and financially if we can win this. But we got to win it first, and we're confident, but not overconfident. A lot can happen in 125 miles.
You betcha. All right, best of luck.
Thank you.
Busch pole sitter for the first of 2 races at NHIS today, Jamie Obey. We'll be back with the start of the race right after this.
This is your world, genuine and true. You're the one who keeps coming through, 'cause you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud, Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your
Hazen Printing presents printing that explodes with color. From invitations and letterheads to brochures, magazines, and business forums. At Hazen Printing, choose from a rainbow of colors to add class and style to your business and personal printing needs. Alongside the Kentucky River for over 80 years, capital area residents have turned to Hazen Printing for quality four-color printing at reasonable prices. To add pizzazz to proposals and presentations, to create an image that says you're unique, turn to the printing professionals at Hazen Printing, 1 North Main Street, Pennacook.
Skate on wheels. That's right, wheels. Inline skating in safety with the help of the Everett Arena Hockey Shop. Whether you choose to rent or buy, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop can outfit the entire family with protective equipment from Bauer. And street hockey being one of the new rages, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop has a full line of street hockey equipment. Don't forget, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop is open all summer long and is equipped with all your baseball and softball equipment and team uniforms.
Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to our coverage of the Tri-State Megabucks presents the NASCAR Twins Busch Grand National North 125. Cars are out on the track now and should be getting the green flag, Jerry, in just a couple of laps.
One very interesting development that happened just a couple of minutes ago is that Joe Bessie, who was supposed to be right up near the front, I believe he was qualified at 9th place, had to drop the rear. The new rule this year, if you have another driver qualify your car, then you automatically go to the start of the race.
Right, and yesterday in qualifying, Reg Ruggiero qualified the car and qualified it very well, but Joe Bessie has to start at the end of the field. Yesterday, Jerry, in the Busch Grand National race, Joe Bessie finished a very respectable 4th place.
He did.
All right, let's take a look at the starting grid for today's Busch Grand National North 125. In row 1, on the pole position, it's 3-time Busch North champion Jamie Obey of North Ferrisburg, Vermont, qualified at almost 121 miles an hour. On the outside is Mike McLaughlin, has won many times here at New Hampshire International Speedway, just over 120 miles an hour in the Coors Extra Gold Oldsmobile.
Starting in the 2nd row on the inside is Kelly Moore from Scarborough, Maine. Kelly came ever so close to winning the Busch Grand National North Championship last year. On the outside of him is Tony Hirschman from Northampton, Pennsylvania.
In row 3 is Andy Santerre, the rookie of Windsor, Maine, the top finishing rookie at Lee last weekend. And on the outside of row 3 is defending Busch Grand National North champ Dick McCabe of Kennebunkport, Maine.
And Robbie Crouch will be up next where Joe Bessie should have been. On the outside will be Dean Ferry out of Colborne, Ontario and Concord, New Hampshire.
And in the 5th row is Bobby Dragon, the veteran in the Andover Transportation Chevrolet. And rounding out the top 10, Dave Resendez of Massachusetts in the KRR Racing Ford. And let's look at the rest of the starting grid. Dave Dion, one of the, in the 12th positions, one of the 2 V8 engines out there today, Jerry.
This is going to be an exciting race on a couple of V8s, 1 V8 sitting right on the pole. It's going to be a test. It certainly is.
Stub Fadden in number 25th, the oldest driver out there, and then their grandfather. And they're coming around turn 3. Going to be, looks like 2 laps to go.
Now there's some debris down in turn 2, Don. I think we're going to take one more lap. It was something evidently dropped off a car on the parade lap.
And you saw the starting lineup. Kenny Wallace, not the Kenny Wallace of Busch South fame, but Kenny Wallace is a rookie this year from Dallas, Pennsylvania. Scott DeWare, another rookie from Quincy, Massachusetts, starting in the 38th position. These guys have a long way to go. 42 cars will start here today. Gigi Gravel of Groton, Massachusetts, and the champion of Star Speedway last year in his division.
He was, and he's won the last 2 Saturday nights at Star Speedway in his Pro Stock car.
So he's going to have a long way to go to catch up. Joe Bessie will be the very end, as we've already explained to you. Beautiful day for racing here at New Hampshire International Speedway. A fine crowd, including 4,000 or 5,000 youngsters, Jerry, brought over here by the DARE program, accompanied by the state police and local police cars that were in the parade lap.
A lot of smiling children out here today, plus their parents that get to come along with them.
That's right. very generous of the Bears to accommodate the Deer program. I'm sure the kids all appreciate it. The cars coming down the backstretch now, as you see there, on their pace lap. They'll be moving at speeds of 130, 40 miles an hour and faster down these straightaways, and then they'll be slowing down on the turns.
Don, looking at that front row, it's going to be a battle of the beers with the Budweiser and the Coors Extra Gold.
That's right. Mike McLaughlin, always tough in the Coors car. Jamie Obie, a good start to the season this year, and Jamie really needs a good race here today, and he's certainly got a good starting spot. Pace car does not come off the track, so it looks like we're going to have one more lap to go.
This is the Tri-State Megabucks presents the NASCAR Twins. This series is sponsored by the Anheuser-Busch and R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company. We're going to go 125 laps today. That's going to be a distance of 132.5 miles.
You mentioned there's a look at the crowd. Real good crowd. It looks like it was better than for last year's Twins. You mentioned Joe Bessie having to start at the back of the pack. He'll have a long way to go to get back up front.
Joe had a long way to go after placing 4th in Rougemont last night. Flying up here, he got in about 4 in the morning to make this race.
So there's a yellow flag. He may catch a quick nap. You said that Joe was going to perhaps take an early pit stop. We're told by the drivers that there will be at least one pit stop.
Yeah, that's speculation right now, but we'll keep an eye on him.
Yellow flag still being shown, Jerry. It looks like they're having...
Yeah, there's some metal on the track.
I see.
That's what the problem is right now.
All right, well, wait a minute. The white flag is coming. They're going to have one lap, so we'll take a quick break here and come back with the start of the Busch Grand National North 125 here at New Hampshire International.
Track this afternoon between the two divisions. NASCAR officials checking every inch of the speedway to make sure.
On North State Street in Concord, the Glory of India is cooking up authentic Indian cuisine, serving a mouth-watering buffet on Sundays with a variety to please most everyone. The Glory of India also has a wide array of vegetarian dishes made with only the freshest organic vegetables. When dining at the Glory of India, be sure to ask about the chef's recommendations. The casual atmosphere and friendly staff will be two of the many reasons you will return to the Glory of India.
We're back here at the Hampshire International Speedway in Loudon, and if out on the backstretch, just entering the backstretch, there is still a Hampshire International Speedway service truck out there. Looks like they've just picked something up, Jerry, and are moving into the infield now, so we may get the start right here for 125 laps of racing. 42 cars out there. The start is really one of the most exciting parts of the race, Jerry.
It is, and the flagman today is Mr. Billy Ryder, a veteran flagman from all over the United States.
There you see the green flag in his hand. He's holding on to it tight. We're going to know as soon as the pit car comes down through turn 4. He's got his light off. He's pulling into pit road, and we're going to have the start. Jamie Obie and Mike McLaughlin up front. Let's see what the strategy is for the start of this race.
We're going to see what the V8 can do against the V6 right now.
There's the start. Jamie Obie on the inside, Mike McLaughlin on the outside, and they are side by side. Obie pulls ahead going into turn 1, and Mike McLaughlin fades back into 3rd place real quick with Kelly Moore right on Jamie Obie's tail.
And with only 125 laps, it's not that you can sit back and wait too long in this race. You've got to maintain that track position. You've got to assert yourself right off quick.
Jamie Obie and Kelly Moore starting to put some space in between them. Looked like Kelly Moore was looking to the inside and then the outside, but he stays right in Jamie Obie's draft.
Again, in 3rd place is our rookie now, Eddie Santier, right up in 3rd place.
Andy Santier has gotten a good crack at most popular driver, Jerry, at least among the media, because the guy is just friendly. He's interested to learn, and he's not at all shy about telling us how he feels. Look at Jamie Obie stretching that lead over Kelly Moore.
Jamie's not at all shy about being out there on that track right now. He wants to run away and hide from Kelly because he knows Kelly is always a threat.
Dave Davis' car, the number 32 car, is in the pits now, and you can tell that he gets trouble jacking up the left-hand side.
This early in the race, he jacked up and put the car. This could have been the car that dropped the metal out of the track before to keep the race from starting when it should have.
They're just kind of standing around there. It doesn't look like somebody's drop it down, and we'll see now if they go back out. Meanwhile, back out on the track, it's Jamie Obey, Kelly Moore, and Andy Santerre coming down through turn 4 and by the start-finish line.
Jamie's got about a 2-car lead right now over Kelly Moore, and it looks like that V8, if he can get the tires to stay in that car all day long, he may be able to hold them off.
Yep, that's been a concern with the V8, the use of the tires. And Tony Hirschman is in 4th place. And in 5th place is Mike McLaughlin. 6th place, Dick McCabe.
One of the drivers we're going to have to keep an eye on real soon is going to be Joe Bessie. There's a chance that Joe may pit real early for gasoline to go the whole distance, put himself out of sync with the other pit stops with the other drivers. We'll see how that strategy plays out if he does what he intends to do.
Well, Joe Bessie started in the back of the pack and has now moved up about 6 or 7 spots and is about to take there's Kelly Moore. He's about to take another spot. Joe Bessie is. Kelly Moore, Jamie Obey in front going into turn 3 and 4. And Andy Santerre is holding on. There's Joe Bessie there. He is moving up through the field. He's put 8 cars behind him now, and he's moving up fast.
He is. He doesn't think he's got the power to motivate everybody, especially the leaders today. That's why he'd like to get that track position early.
I asked Joe what Reg Ruggiero told him about the car, and he says, I was hoping you wouldn't show up so I could race it.
I talked with Reggie last night, and he said that he had to set the car up a lot looser than he'd like so that he could get the car to work down in the bottom groove. That's where Joe Bessie likes to run the Miracle Mile.
And there you see the 56 car of Martin Truex, along beside the number 16 car of Stub Fadden, as they are back in the pack a little ways. Shot from our speed camera right at the start-finish line. Some of the cars back in the pack there as they come out of turn 3 and 4. And Jamie Obey coming around turn 4. He's catching up with the Mike Bertioli car, who has really slowed down, Jerry, and is about to be lapped by the field.
When you go a lap down this early in the race, John, you can think that the day is just about done.
Dave Davis's car has got to be at least a lap down coming into the early pit stop. There the leaders go by Bertioli, and he is really going slow. He might stay in it just for the points. There's the number 7 Skull Bandit car of Curtis Markham. Markham is looking at that car in front of him to see get by. That car belongs to Mike Stefanik. Driving the Valvoline Auto Palace Pontiac. Curtis Markham right on his tail, looking to go to the inside there. But he is dropping back a little bit, so Stefanik holds him off, at least for the moment.
You notice how Stefanik's car looks a lot like Mark Martin's Winston Cup car?
Yes, it does. So they've settled into their positions there, at least for the moment. Curtis Markham, last year's Rookie of the Year. There's Jamie Obey. Jamie Obey and Kelly Moore.
Kelly's caught up a little bit.
Yep, he's caught up. They're just accordioning a little bit, going back and forth. See, you see Obey stretching out the lead a little bit now.
Jamie Obey's wife, Paula, just gave birth to a baby girl about 3 or 4 weeks ago called Heather, and Jamie seems to think that's about the best good luck charm that he could get this year.
Look at Andy Santerre coming up behind Kelly Moore.
Wow,
that's
a surprise. Andy Santerre, I believe, is going to be one of the next drivers to move south.
He had a good rookie showing last weekend at Lee. There's the Kelly Moore car, and Andy Santerre in second and third. Santerre's been looking for the last lap or so, like he wants to go by Kelly Moore. Jamie Obey still out front. The 3 of them basically are running all alone out there, about 15 or 20 car laps in front, car lengths in front of Tony Hirschman.
I've got the clock right now on Jamie, and when he comes back around, we'll find out what he's doing. Look at this between Kelly Moore and Santerre right now. Moore Moore's got a little bit more for him going down the straightaway, but in the turns, Andy catches right back up.
And also, it looks like Jamie Obie has more on the straightaways and a little less on the turns, because when they go around the turns, that's when they close it up. They go by the start-finish line, and we'll see what the time of the leaders are.
I've got him at 32.1, Don, which is an average of about 118 miles an hour.
All right, there's Andy Santerre there. Very nice young man.
Very likable fellow.
Yep, he's from Windsor, Maine.
Oh, here he comes, too. As we show him, Don, he's going to make that pass on the inside. He's been going real well going into 3.
He's chosen the inside, but he backs off in the turn as Kelly Moore pulls down low.
That's some excellent driving right there.
And now he gets his nose back inside there. Kelly Moore trying to hold him off as he goes by the start-finish line. And we'll see what they do in the turn here. Andy Santerre is going to get inside. Kelly Moore has just enough to hold him off.
Andy is working well on the inside, but Kelly Moore is sticking out in that second groove, and he's working that groove pretty decent.
Meanwhile, those two battle it out. Jamie Obie's extending his lead up front. That's just what he likes to see looking in his rear view mirror. Here's Bobby Crouch right there.
Crouch just signed on with Tic Tac, national corporate sponsor.
Bobby Crouch in the 48 car, in the ACT Tour for the last few years.
6-time champion, where he's also won on the old NASCAR North.
He won a Busch race last year at Star Speedway.
Okay, number 3 just came in, Randy Snyder. Randy Snyder's in the pits, and they're going to open up the hood on that car, Don, so you can guess that their day is probably just about done.
Yeah, he's having some trouble.
I talked with Randy yesterday. He's a real likable guy. He's got the McDonald's Graphic Arts Chevrolet. Randy's out of Fultonville, New York. They're not working very frantically on that car, so I don't believe he'll be going back out.
Perhaps we can find out sometime here from our pit reporter, Pete Falcone, what is going on with the number 3 car belonging to Randy Snyder. There's Randy there. He's not smiling right now, no doubt, but he was for that picture.
He's going behind the wall.
There's Kelly Moore, Andy Santerre. They're still, meanwhile, where we left off last time.
That's a long, hard push right there when you know that you're going behind the wall and you're not coming back out.
He'll be pushed up to the hole in the pit wall you see there, and he'll go back behind the pit wall, maybe to do some work on the car, but more likely to go back to the garage and call it a day. And here's that battle for second place again. Andy Santerre going to the inside, Jerry, and just when it looks like he's going to get the edge, Kelly Moore pulls away, but now Santerre takes him to the inside and takes over second place.
Santerre is going to be a threat out here today.
Only thing in between Andy Santerre and Jamie Obie is about 15 car lengths. Kelly Moore starts to drop back a little. He probably figures, well, all right, Andy, go ahead. I'll just stick with you for a while. Tony Hirschman has caught up, Jerry, to the battle for second place.
Tony's had some real close calls out here. He's almost won several times. He's an ex-modified driver. In his modified days, he's always a threat on the Speedway.
We're in lap 18 laps of green flag racing. There's the 00 car belonging to Ed Kennedy, which is coming into the pits. Let's take a look at this pit stop. See if we can determine if this is a regular pit stop. It looks like it's a regular one, Jerry.
It looks
They're
like
taking it early.
I don't see a gas man over the wall, though. Okay, he's got a flat tire from NASCAR. They came in with a flat tire, so they're going to take on 2 tires. And there is a tire rule here today that you can only take on 2 tires unless you have a flat. So this means they should be able to put on 1 more tire during the course of a 125-lap race.
Odd that they didn't take the opportunity to put some gas in.
It's strange. Well, they know that they can come back in to get the gas in, probably 1 tire then.
And back on the race course, there's your leader, Jamie Obie, going into turn 3 and 4. And Andy Santerre right behind him, Kelly Moore and Tony Hirschman battling it out for 3rd place as Jamie Obie in the Budweiser car is firmly entrenched in the lead with 20 laps of 125 on the board. Still a long way to go.
This is just about the time that Jamie's praying for rain.
All right, let's get on to our pit reporter, Pete Falcone, who is going to talk with Randy Snyder about what happened.
Unfortunately, Randy's behind the wall at this point. What happened, Randy?
Something must have went bad in the motor, maybe a valve spring or something like that let loose, so we figured it'd be better to get it out of the track and get it out of harm's way if she wasn't running up to speed.
Going good till then?
Not really. She wasn't up to speed the way we'd have liked to have seen it, but hopefully next time we have the McDonald Chevrolet, Sampico Oil's car back here, we'll hope to do a lot better.
Tough break for Randy Snyder, first out this afternoon.
All right, thank you, Pete. Randy Snyder, an early exit, Jerry.
Dave Dion is going out there right now, and he's the other V8 in this very impressive class of 1993, going by Bobby Dragon right now.
Dave Dion is about a straightaway behind the leaders. The car hums a low rumble. You can tell the difference in the sound of it from the other cars.
There's quite a difference in that tone. It's just, I tell you, I think Jamie is in the right track. The V6 motors are getting just so expensive to put together, Don. The horsepower they have to develop, it's astronomical. You're paying $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 per motor. It's a lot more inexpensive to build horsepower with a V8 than it is a six-cylinder, and I think that's what Jamie's looking at this year.
Jamie Obey has just lapped the number 70 car of Jim Boardman, the blue and yellow car. Yesterday, the Boardman car got a spark plug stuck in the engine, Jerry. They had to back it out and rebore the plug hole and then put a new plug back in. I talked to them this morning. They said things were back to 100%, but he's going real slow today.
Another problem that arose last night, Babe Branscombe checked the oil, or it was changing the oil actually in his race car. They found a bit of an engine bearing down in the oil pan that came out, so that meant they had to swap motors at the last minute. It's kind of interesting to note, excuse me, that Babe Branscombe was the one who was nominated by the city of Concord for the Racing Capital sponsorship. Also in consideration or in contention with that sponsorship was the fella out of New York, Glenn Sullivan, and they started, ironically enough, side by side on the grid today.
We'll have to get a look at where the Babe is right now. And here come the leaders. There's Jamie Obey in front. And how far behind is Andy Santerre?
Well, I think if Jamie winks a couple of times, he's going to see Andy all over the back of that race car.
Well, that's the thing about this division. There are 15 or so cars that can win on any given Sunday, Jerry. And so, you know, it's not like the year Ricky Craven won, what was it, 9 or 11 in a row or something? You'd go out there, Ricky Craven would win it every Sunday. That's not going to happen this year. Last weekend, Dale Shaw won at Lee. Dale is not here this weekend.
They're looking at a lot of money out here. They're running today first-wise for $15,000 or $19,000 action with the first place winner. A total purse of just the Busch North Division of $104,000. It's no wonder that these fellows like to drive here on the Miracle Mile for Bob Bear.
And there you see the turn 3 and 4 situation. The starters putting the move over flag as Jamie Obey coming up quickly. There's Babe Branscombe in the 38 car just coming out of turn 3, so he's about 3/4 of a lap behind in the Racing Capital car, sponsored by the City of Concord. Right behind him is Joe Bessie in the number 9 car, and Joe is rapidly moving up through the field, although there is about a half a lap between the leader and these guys, Bessie and Branscombe.
Don, right now, we've been looking out there at Jamie Obey, really hopefully trying to walk away in the field. With us is Tommy Brown from New Hampshire Distributors, one of the Budweiser wholesalers that is working with Jamie in his program this year. Tommy, you've got to be excited about this afternoon.
Oh, we sure are. You know, Jamie took kind of a chance with the V8 engine, and at least at this point in the race, it looks like it might be the combination to have.
Now, Tom, you seem to feel that the V8 engine might be a move to lessen some of the cost for Jamie's racing this year. Do you think it's a lot more inexpensive, as we talked about a little while ago, to build horsepower in that V8 than it is these exotic V6s?
Well, I understand it is. I'm not an authority on horsepower or expense, but listening to Jamie and some of the other competitors on the Busch Tour, they're excited about the possibilities because they think there's a lot more durability as well as horsepower in the V8s, and probably get a few more races out of one, and then of course that equates down to cutting your cost.
For some reason, some of the V8s that have been here on the Miracle Mile, they seem to have gone through tires a lot. Was Jamie concerned about that at all?
Well, I think he was, but I think you've got to probably look at a pit stop here anyway. You're not going to be able to get through 125 laps without. So I think he's just trying to pace himself. He's trying not to win it in one, right out of the chute. However, he's giving them, or he's taking what they're giving him, I guess, and which he's doing very well. But I don't think the tires were a real big concern.
Tom, as somebody that worked for Jamie professionally, and also you know Jamie and his family personally, what emotions are going through your mind this afternoon?
Well, of course, we endured kind of a tough luck season last year, and Jamie's got a lot of things going for him. He's got a good luck charm with his he and Paula with their first child, daughter Heather, and now winning the pole yesterday, and just things maybe have taken a turn for the better.
Well, if we see you running for the victory lane this afternoon, Tom, we'll know you'll be a happy man.
I sure will be.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Well, thanks for having me.
Meanwhile, as Jerry was talking with Tom Brown, Jamie Obey has maintained his lead. There's Tony Hirschman right there in the #1 car. That car was smoking. We also understand, Jerry, that Stuff Fadden in the number 16 car is complaining about being a little loose coming off of the corners. Well, that could slow him down a little bit. There's the Budweiser car, and look at that. Andy Santerre is 3 car lengths behind him. As they're coming into some very tight traffic. Look at that on turn 2. Those 2 drivers move over and let the leaders go by, but that was a little close.
You know, when those drivers move over, they're being controlled by the race director, and I believe Chris Bowles is the race director today. Let's see, we've got the smoke's coming out of the oil tank on Tony Hirschman's car. I've been handed a note. But we're talking about Andy Santerre and Jamie Obey before it, and what's happening with them. They've got to be very, very excited. Andy has to be full of emotions. And speaking back, Chris Bowles, the race director, he's the one that calls the shots. And Tony now is slowing way down, and we'll try and follow him down pit road and see how feverishly the crew members work on his car.
All right, there you see Tony Hirschman in the Universal Joint Clark Oldsmobile, and he'll be pulling down about midway through pit row and pull into his pit, or he's, for a minute there, he's going to turn off and go to the garage. He's got a long way to go. There's his pit now, and he pulls in, the crew jumps over the wall. They're going to jack up the left-hand side of the car, Jerry. No, they're not. They're opening up the hood.
It could be an oil leak that's developing and the oil hitting down on the header pipes. That could cause the smoke. They're not working all that frantically on that car as well, so it could be curtains for Tony Hirschman.
Pete Falcone is down in the pit of Tony Hirschman, and Pete, can you find out what's going on?
Well, they've got the hood open right now, looking at the right side of the engine. That the word is that they may have some oil coming out of the breather on the right side, and that's what they want to check. He's refired the car, and they are checking now to see where that oil's coming while the engine is running. He shut it off and goes into his pit area right here. The entire crew under the hood and under the watchful eye of the NASCAR Busch official right there, but heads are shaking negatively, and it doesn't look good for Tony Hirschman.
All right, Pete Falcone, thank you very much for that update on Tony Hirschman. So another driver by the wayside here in this rough tour, Jerry. Back to the leaders. Jamie Obey out in front. There's Andy Santerre. Andy Santerre must be wondering just what it is he can do to catch this guy.
The people from O'Connor Buick up there in Maine must be extremely happy with this young driver. He was given the nod last year after Mike Rowe left to ride, and they gave him a couple of shots. One ride here at NHIS in the final race at Speedway. He turned right around last week, made a good showing for himself. He was the highest placing rookie, I believe, at Lee USA Speedway last week. And as you told the people earlier today, that he's also the highest placing qualifying rookie for this weekend.
All right, Jerry Van, we are in lap 38 now of 125 laps. It's been green flag racing. A few cars have gone by the wayside. There's Dick McCabe in the number 0 car. And on the outside of him, that looks like Bobby Dragon. Dragon going by McCabe.
What do you think of McCabe's new color scheme this year with the black?
I went to the parade Friday night. He had a yellow Fisher Snowplow car. I came into the garage area yesterday and he had a black car.
I think that was a sponsorship request. I don't believe Dick's all that pleased with the color himself. Hey, when it's working good for you, why change it?
Yeah.
One of the things that we commented on also with Dick McCabe last year was that he was one of the few drivers on the circuit that didn't have one of those big enclosed race car haulers and the big trucks like everybody. And he's the fellow that drove off the Star Speedway last year with his open-wheeled trailer and not enclosed at all. The car just sticking out there for everybody to see with a championship trophy right in his hand.
There's Joe Bessie back in the field, just ahead of the 6-1 car of Michael Olson. Joe Bessie started out in the rear. He finished last night in the Busch Grand National race in 4th place in Rougemont, and now is moving up through the ranks as he passes the bright green car.
Reggie did a good job qualifying that car yesterday.
Bright green car belongs to Bob Brunel.
That's sponsored by Don Bounds of the Bounds Family Restaurants.
You can see how far away Andy Santerre is from Jamie Obie.
Jamie is taking no prisoners this afternoon.
No, he's going flat out. He told me, he said, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I have to do, and that's what I'm going to do. All right, let's get down to Pete Falcone, our pit reporter, for an update on Tony Hirschman.
Guys, they're going to have to push the car back into the garage area. They're not sure. It could be a problem with a piston, and they figure that it's early enough in the race that they can get it back to the garage and get well under the hood. So they're pushing it back now, and we'll keep you updated, see if you can make it back out here.
All right, Pete, thank you. And, of course, the reason that they do that is to come back out and run for points because, you know, the top finishers all get points, and that is what it is all about. The points championship. The higher you place, the better off you're going to be at the end of the season. There's Jamie Obie, Andy Santerre in 2nd place, and the 13 car of Ted Christopher. Has he moved into 3rd, Jerry, or is he a lap down?
I think he's a lap down, Don. Last lap, I had Andy Santerre at 32.8, which is 116.12 miles an hour.
There's our shot from the start-finish line as the cars come roaring by.
That's the official Continental 12 speed cam.
Yep. There's the number 12 car of Dana Patton, right behind Dean Ferry in the Banks Chevrolet Somerville Buick car.
Dean Ferry's another guy that qualified real well yesterday. I believe he was 9th.
That, I believe, is his best qualifying position since he started racing, isn't it?
Yes, and he had an 8th place finish here last year, I believe, in this race.
There's the Bud car and the O'Connor Buick. 1-2. It's a 2-car race right now at this point, Jerry. They're way out in front of everybody else as they approach some more lap traffic, and that is one of the more dangerous positions to be in, Jerry. When you come up on the slower cars, you got to hope that they know you're behind there and that they're going to move over. We are in lap 45 of 125 laps. Jamie Obie is in 1st place, and Andy Santerre, the rookie, is in 2nd place. And let's take a look at some of these cars as they go by, and we'll tell you who they are and what their car looks like. Let's the 18 car, Jerry, and that is the rookie Scott DeWare.
Scott's the one that's responsible for the Dream Car and the Dream Car Foundation.
That's right, that is a car that is handicapped accessible. There's the 71 car of Bobby Dragon, the veteran.
That's Kenny Wallace. Kenny Wallace from Dallas, Pennsylvania, in the TGI Friday Chevrolet.
I can't tell you exactly where they are in the race course because we have received no updates that I'm aware of. There's Dick McCabe in the Fisher Pontiac.
And the Magic Shoes, Mike McLaughlin, outside pole position car today.
Mike was in the outside pole position and has dropped back considerably. He's about a half a lap behind Jamie Obey in the Bud car. 79 car there belongs to Dave Resendez.
And number 7, that's one of my favorites, Travis Marcotte from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Yep, Curtis won the Rookie of the Year in this division last year. And he's followed by the Resendez car, number 79.
And there's number 29, Dynamite Dave Dion.
Here's the 39 car that belongs to Lloyd Gilley of East Holden, Maine. The Gilley's truck caps holes. These cars are considerably behind the leaders, about a half a lap behind the leaders now. A half to 3/4 of a lap. Here you see the 94 car, that belongs to Steve Hardick of Chautauqua, New York.
Easy for you to say, Don.
No, it isn't. 69 car there of Jeff Spraker of Latham, New York.
20-lap rundown, Don. After 20 laps of green flag racing, the average speed is 117.556 miles an hour. And at lap 20, we're listing Jamie in first place, all the way down through the 10th place, which is held by Dean Ferry in the number 66 car.
What is the record average speed, Jerry? Do we know that for this particular
I'm not
race?
sure, but I'm sure we may be able to find out
I'm sure we'll find out pretty soon.
The race is over.
Because right now they've run 50 laps of green flag racing last weekend at Lee, New Hampshire. Only one yellow flag.
Okay, the fastest 125 lap event ever was 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 59 seconds.
Right, and that's for 125 laps, which is a shade over 125 miles.
And believe it or not, Don, the slowest 125 lap event ever was 1 hour and 37 minutes, so only a minute difference between the two.
Actually, yeah, something less than a minute.
And Joey Carafas still holds the record in a V8 powered car with 31.168 miles time with 122.202 miles an hour. That was back in April of 1991.
Yep, that was for the qualifying lap. They ran 2 laps to qualify here yesterday. Jamie Obey was the fastest and then had to sit it out for a while, waiting to see if anybody was going to catch it.
We may make another record here today also, Don. The most lead changes ever in the Busch North Series here at NHIS was 8, and the least is 5, and we haven't even had a lead change yet.
No, we haven't. We've had a second place change. There's Jamie Obey in front, Andy Santerre right behind him. Is Andy Santerre waiting to make a move, or is Jamie Obey just too tough?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Look at
here
this.
Comes Andy now. Jamie's held up just a little bit by that lap car.
Andy would love to go to the inside, but the flagger moves them over. And coming into the pits right now is Dana Patton in the number 12 car.
That's the U.S. Chrome car.
He has gone into the pits as we watch Jamie Obey. There's Andy Patton. A yellow flag has come out, and I do not see the reason for it. There is no activity on the race course itself. Maybe the number 12 car, Dana Patton, dropped something down. I don't know. There's the race to the yellow flag. Lamel trying to get a lap back, and did he finish in front?
I think he did, Don.
Jamie Obey. That is always an interesting strategy to watch when that yellow flag comes out, because you got to watch the guys that still have an entire lap of green flag racing to go to before they get to it. And right there, Ron Lamel got back into the lead lap. A very important move.
And sometimes that's not the most prudent way of doing it either. If there is an accident on the track, something serious, and if you get a couple of cars that are racing back to that green flag, somebody could get hurt out there.
But the spotters, every driver has a spotter, and he might have told them there is no accident. Go ahead and put the pedal to the metal. All right, we're on lap 54. A yellow flag is out. We'll try to find out why that yellow flag came out. In the lead is Jamie Obie. In second place is Andy Santerre, the rookie. We'll be right back with more racing.
If you've seen a program on Channel 12 and wish you had a tape of the show, relax. Almost all our programs have been saved on videotape. Whether it's a sporting event, parade, community function, or graduation, we can make a copy for you. All you need to do is call us. For $29.95, you'll receive a high-quality transfer direct from our master tape. It's a wonderful way to save a memory. Please call us soon. Programs are saved for a limited time. Printing presents printing that explodes with color. From invitations and letterheads to brochures, magazines, and business forums. At Hazen Printing, choose from a rainbow of colors to add class and style to your business and personal printing needs. Alongside the Kentucky River for over 80 years, capital area residents have turned to Hazen Printing for quality 4-color printing at reasonable prices. To add pizzazz to proposals and presentations, to create an image that says you're unique, turn to the printing professionals at Hazen Printing, 1 North Main Street, Pennacook.
All right, we're back there. You see Joe Bessie going into his pit way at the end of pit road. And Jerry, it looks like he overshot his pit.
Yeah, he's going to have to go around. And I'm not sure whether that was intentional or what happened there. But if he did indeed overshoot his pit, he'll have to make another lap.
There's the number 48 car of Robbie Crouch pitting quickly and coming out. Right behind him is Tom Bowles, the 76 car. There you see the Keith Lamell Lumber Buick, which is just sitting there. Pete Falcone is in Jamie Obie's pit. Jamie Obie is the leader. Pete, what's the feeling down there?
Well, he didn't come in immediately because we understand there's a radio problem between the crew and the car. They actually had to wave at him when he went by the first time. He is pulling into his pit stop now, and the crew goes to work. They'll change right side tires and add some fuel. Also, a note on Joe Bessie. We understand he cut down the left front tire right there at the caution flag, and that might have been his problem getting into his pits. Pitted right beside Obie is Bobby Dragon, and they also will change right side tire and add fuel as fuel continues to go into Obie's car, and they continue to work on the right side of the car. Seems to be a little extra time over there working on the right rear of the Budweiser number 41. The fuel is in. They have finished that. The car is down, and Obie is away. Pulling out just behind, as a matter of fact, Andy Santerre.
Pete, did you have any word on why the yellow flag was brought out?
We did not, but we're trying to track down an official for a word on that right now.
Okay, we think there might have been some debris. Thanks a lot, Pete Falcone, down on pit road. And there Jamie Obie is back out and should still, it looks like the lead has changed hands. According to the scoreboard, Mike Stefanik is in the lead. Kelly Moore is second. Jamie Obie third, coming out of the pit stops. Dick McCabe in fourth. So Jamie Obie, Jerry, is going to have to work his way back up from third place. There's the leader, Mike Stefanik of Coventry, Rhode Island.
And they're showing 1 lap to go right now, Don, and I'll give you a 40-lap rundown. The average speed was increased to 120.057, which we now know will be dropped down because of this yellow. They're listing 1 through 10, with Jamie being first, and the Andy Santerre second, Kelly Moore third, Mike McCabe fourth, Mike McLaughlin fifth, Bobby Dragon sixth, Dave Dion seventh. The number 79 car is eighth. Curtis Markham is ninth, and in 10th position, we've got some tire rub there, a little battle scar.
Yeah, it looks like they had to pull the fender out on the Dana Patton Buick and open up the hood.
Dana Patton was a Busch South driver for a while, and he's come back home again.
All right, they're going to take the checkered flag now as we are 4 laps under the yellow, and there is the restart. I believe that red car is a lap down and just got his lap back. And Mike Stefanik, a little slow getting going, but now he's pulling away. Look at him move.
Stefanek's like a rocket out there.
Sure was. He went by those lap cars. They thought they got their lap back. The 40 car slowing way down. Kelly Moore is in second place in the 47 car as he attempts to get by the other car that got their lap back. And there they go across the start-finish line. The white car in front is actually at the end of the first lap. Kelly Moore has taken the lead over Mike Stefanek and is starting to pull away.
Okay, number 13, Don, is getting a penalty, stop-and-go penalty for jumping the start. NASCAR is very aware of what's happening down on pit road and what's happening out on the track.
Meanwhile, Kelly Moore has taken over the lead. Jamie Obey has moved back into second place. Andy Santerre is in third place.
There's our stop-and-go penalty.
Yep, he has to stop quickly, and they push him away.
That's Ted Christopher. Ted's out of Plainville, Connecticut.
Watching Continental 12 coverage of the Busch Grand National North 125 here at New Hampshire International Speedway on Sunday, May 2nd. Pete Falcone has a quick word on Christopher, who just had the stop-and-go penalty. Pete?
Well, Ted Christopher got sort of the double dip here as he was penalized first for coming in the first lap under the caution flag, got penalized the lap for that, and then, of course, the jump on the green flag, the stop-and-go penalty there, so it's a tough day for Ted Christopher.
Anthony Raynon there in the car 86 has pulled into the pits, and they're looking underneath the right front. There's Kelly Moore. Kelly Moore is in the lead right now. Kelly Moore, no stranger to leading a race.
Yeah, number 32, Dave Davis from Durham, Maine, and Lambert's Laconia Glass Chevrolet has left the race. He's lost the motor.
That is an expensive proposition.
That was Buzzy Pazance's ride last year.
There you see Kelly Moore and Dick McCabe, Jerry Venn.
As we're watching them at another half a lap, we'll be at the halfway point of this 125 Busch Grand National race. Actually, it's been renamed as the NASCAR Busch North Grand National Division.
There you see your two leaders, Kelly Moore, Dick McCabe, and Mike Stefanek. He slowed down on that restart, Jerry, and he is going down pit row now. So he must have developed some problems. There he is. Adhering to the speed limit, pulls into his pit, and they're looking at the left front side. And he pulls away a little quickly there. They're moving some tires around. They're working on the left side.
He's over the line, too, while they're working on that car. And NASCAR officials are standing right down in front looking that over. That may be a penalty, Don. You can see the nose of that car is about a foot over the line in front.
And the rule is you've got to be within your own lines. They're holding him.
Got stop-and-go penalty.
Yep, they're backing him up. And he is off. So that cost him about 10 seconds.
And that's some serious track position. That's probably at least a third of the track that he's lost.
Here's Dick McCabe in second place. Kelly Moore in the lead. There's Kelly Moore.
Kelly Miller's from Scarborough, Maine. He and Joe Bessie were fierce competitors for years and years and years up at Scarborough Downs.
And Kelly Moore's on the outside. Dick McCabe has designs on first place, but he can't quite get to the inside.
Well, actually, that wasn't Scarborough Downs. That's Beach Ridge Motor Speedway. They may have ridden horses up there one time.
Yeah, well.
They've got plenty of horses underneath of them today.
And there's the number 24 car.
And the number 5, Bonnie McRae. Everybody liked Bonnie out of Vermont. He's a nice fella.
Who is that in the 24 car? I don't even see that listed here.
Okay, here we go. Back to Kelly Moore and the Irish Angel, Dick McCabe in the 0. Dick's out of Kennebunkport, Maine. Dick has a bait company up there, fishing bait company. And, of course, he's sponsored by Fisher Plows, which we probably won't need today.
Don't speak too soon. And the number 2 car there belongs to Mike Urquioli. And there's Joe Bessie in in the third car in that little bunch. And Joe is slowly moving up. Where was Joe in the 40-lap rundown? He had not moved up into the top 10.
No, he hadn't.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see him do that. Well, he had to come a long ways from the rear of this car.
Okay, Mike Olson is in the pits, smoking real badly. The number 61, that's Stub Fadden's grandson. And I think his day is done. The smoke's coming right out of the exhaust pipes.
Yep. Hood is up.
They're looking underneath to see if there's any leaks, but obviously you can see when it's coming out of the pipes, it's an internal motor problem. It's something they're not going to solve on pit road.
His number 61 is the inverse of his grandfather, Stub Fadden, who is number 16.
The ageless Stub Fadden.
Yep.
He had 5th last year overall in the Busch Grand National points for the championship.
His best year ever.
He had a win last year down at Monadnock Speedway.
And that car is going to be sitting there for a while. And back to your leaders, there's Kelly Moore, Dick McCabe, the Irish Angel, last year's series champion, in second place in the black Zero car.
Without his cigar, his traditional cigar.
And in third place right now, Jamie Obie has moved back into third place, but he's quite a ways back.
I think that's Mike McLaughlin.
Oh, that's right. Mike McLaughlin has moved into third place, so he's really moving. Dave Resendez in the 79 car is in fourth place. And where is Jamie? Let's see if we can look around, Jerry, and see. All right, Jamie's back. Looks to be in about 15th place or so. All right, Pete Falcone is down in Mike Olson's pit. Pete, what's up?
Well, it seems to be fairly serious as they are working under the hood, yet to decide to push it behind the wall, but working on the left side of the engine. Looks like, again, they could have an oil leak coming out of the breather right at the top of the engine on the left side. That's where the 3 crew members are working on it right now. We'll keep you updated.
All right, Pete, we have a car against the wall in turn 1. And the yellow is out. That is the 18 car of rookie Scott DeWare.
Oh, that's too bad for Scott. Scott's a road racer in the Sports Car Club of America, and he's just come into the Busch Grand National North Division. He had kind of a tough luck last weekend at Lee USA Speedway, and looks like he's taking his lumps in his rookie season.
He apparently got out of control coming off the straightaway. He's moving, though. There he is. Scott DeWare. But he's got the car moving again. He didn't hit the wall too hard, Jerry. It looks like he just kind of spun around and ended up sitting against it.
There's some left rear damage, but it doesn't look extensive. It doesn't look like it's enough to put him out of the race.
We'll see if he decides to go into the pits. He's really low on the track. It looked like he may go in there and have it looked over. But that brings out the second yellow flag of the afternoon as car 18, Scott DeWare, kisses the wall in turn 1. And there he pulls into the pits, and they're working on the left rear side of that car. All right, you're watching Continental 12 coverage of Tri-State Megabucks presents the NASCAR Twins Busch Grand National North 125 at New Hampshire International.
You can feel it deep inside. Dedication and a real sense of pride. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your
Continental Cablevision presents coverage of the Tri-State Megabucks NASCAR Twin 125s on Channel 12 Concord. Brought to you in part by Budweiser, racing's king of beers. Distributed locally by New Hampshire distributors. By Hazen Printing, located at 1 North Main Street in Pennacook, providing expert full-color printing services. And by Nesson, your ticket to New England sports.
Hazen Printing presents printing that explodes with color. From invitations and letterheads to brochures, magazines, and business forums. At Hazen Printing, choose from a rainbow of colors to add class and style to your business and personal printing needs. Alongside the Kentucky River for over 80 years, capital area residents have turned to Hazen Printing for quality 4-color printing at reasonable prices. To add pizzazz to proposals and presentations, to create an image that says you're unique, turn to the printing professionals at Hazen Printing, 1 North Main Street, Pennacook.
Skate on wheels. That's right, wheels. Inline skating in safety with the help of the Everett Arena Hockey Shop. Whether you choose to rent or buy, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop can outfit the entire family with protective equipment from Bauer. And street hockey being one of the new rages, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop has a full line of street hockey equipment. Don't forget, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop is open all summer long and is equipped with all your baseball and softball equipment and team uniforms.
On North State Street in Concord, the Glory of India is cooking up authentic Indian cuisine, serving a mouth-watering buffet on Sundays with a variety to please most everyone. Glory of India also has a wide array of vegetarian dishes made with only the freshest organic vegetables. When dining at the Glory of India, be sure to ask about the chef's recommendations. The casual atmosphere and friendly staff will be 2 of the many reasons you will return to the Glory of India.
Back, and there you see the field going through the back stretch. Scott DeWare hit the wall and made a quick pit stop, Jerry, but he is out. Babe Branscombe came in also during the yellow flag.
And looks like the pace car is pulling off. We're all set to resume on lap number 73.
Right, Kelly Moore, Dick McCabe, Mike McLaughlin, and Dave Resendez on the inside. The lap cars are on the outside row for the restart. The starts have all been pretty smooth, Jerry.
They have been. Kelly Moore, I met him a little while ago down in the pit area, and he's pretty happy about today. He's upbeat. He came so close to winning the championship last year. He's got a wife, boy and girl at home. Got 10 career wins in the Busch Grand National North, and he's earned a total of $315,000 so far in his career. His biggest purse ever was $9,500, but he may surpass that today.
He may well, as there he is in first place. Travis Marcotte from Loudon is in 5th place. As they go tight quarters, 2 abreast around these turns. Out of turn 4 now. Kelly Moore in front. Babe Branscombe in the black and yellow car in 2nd place. Mike McLaughlin is in 3rd. We're 76 laps into this race. It's 125 laps to go. There have been 2 leaders. Jamie Obey led for the first part, and then in the pit stops, Kelly Moore took over. There have been 3 leaders, pardon me. Mike Stefanik led for a very brief time. McCabe right on Kelly Moore's tail, and Mike McLaughlin only about 10 car lengths behind the 2 leaders. The early leader, Jamie Obey, in the Budweiser car, is back in the pack some, slowly trying to make his way back up to the lead.
There's where Jamie is now. Let's see if we can pick up on the leaders. It'll give you an indication of just how far back he is.
He's only a turn back.
The turn is quite a ways to go, too. Incidentally, this track is 1,500 feet long, 65 feet wide, plus also 65 feet wide on pit road itself. The turns are banked 12 degrees, and the turns are 80 feet wide.
Your leaders, Kelly Moore and Dick McCabe, going down the back stretch and into turn 3 and 4. Real nice crowd on hand here today to see this race. 4,000 or 5,000 kids that the Bears invited, and the DARE program, Drug Awareness Resistance Education. Having a good time out there. I see them jumping up and down in the stands. There Jerry, you see a nice bunching of cars, including Joe Bessie right there in the middle in the number 9 car. He is the only Southern driver up here today, as they raced last night.
Right in front of him is the number 34, Glenn Sullivan. Glenn's got aspirations of someday going south, and I don't think it's going to be staying in the Busch South either. He wants to go Winston Cup racing.
Andy Santieri, who was in second place for a long time, is slowing way down and is going to be going into his pits. This is not a good development for the young rookie. Let's see if we can determine what happens. He's made it into his pits all right. They're working on the right front tire.
Yeah, it's a flat right front tire. They can't even get the jack under it. Now they lifted it up to get the jack on it. New tire is going on. Tough break for young Andy.
Yep, that is bad news.
But you've got to lose one to win one, they say. And this may be the one that he came ever so close to winning.
Andy's going to go a lap down as a result of this. If this is their only problem, they drop him down and he's off. Must be a temptation for a rookie to put a little more gas going down that long pit road. Kelly Moore holding off Dick McCabe in the front stretch as McCabe tries to go for the lead.
Okay, something else is developing with NASCAR right now. The number 17 car, Bob Brunel, has been given several warnings to let the cars pass him, and another warning, and he may find himself sidelined for the rest of the day. That's Robbie Crouch right there, and Dean Ferry going in the back straightaway, and right in front of them is Bob Brunel in the number 17.
They're approaching Brunel, and the problem has been that Brunel would not move over. Is that what they?
That's what it is, to let the lead cars go by, and I'm not sure if Crouch is racing him for position or whether he's racing him a lap down. So we'll find out.
21 car right there in front belongs to Tom Rosati of Agawam, Massachusetts, in the American Towing Pontiac. And Brunel goes by him, and Robbie Crouch follows him by. In the lead still, Kelly Moore and Dick McCabe. There they are, almost side by side. Last few laps, Jerry, Dick McCabe tried to go to the inside, but Kelly's had enough to hold him off.
But Kelly has a big rearview mirror full of Fisher Plow to look at.
And just off your picture is Mike McLaughlin. He is just behind the 2 leaders.
Okay, he's going to try it again. Dick's down on the inside. Kelly kind of shuts the door on him just a little bit right there.
And the battle is allowing Mike McLaughlin and Dave Resendez to creep up a little bit.
Anytime you've got 2 cars racing side by side, you're not going as fast as what you should. And whoever's in 3rd place could be saying, well, we'll let these boys play around for a while. We'll go past both of them.
All right, let's get down to pit road, Jerry, and Pete Falcone has a report on what is up with Andy Santerre.
Well, here is what spoiled a great debut on the big track for the rookie. Is this valve stem right here is what came apart on the tire, causing it to go down, and a tough break as he lost a lap in here in the pits. They couldn't get the jack under the car originally, and a dejected crew found the problem right here, valve stem on that Andy Santerre's tire.
All right, thanks Pete Falcone, and as you were talking to us, Dick McCabe took the lead from Kelly Moore on turn 3 as Dick McCabe went to the outside and went right by Moore, starting to fade back a little bit, and Dick McCabe could have the fastest car out here today, Jerry.
He certainly could. Official scoring puts the car of Dana Patton out for the afternoon. This car number 12, Dana Patton out of Enfield, New Hampshire, in the Ruger Firearms U.S. Chrome Buick.
And here come the leaders in front of you. Mike McLaughlin is in 3rd place, the Coors Extra Gold car, and Curtis Markham in the Skoll Bandit has moved up into 4th place. There's Dick McCabe in front of Kelly Moore. 3 wide through turn 1.
Curtis Markham is the only driver in the Busch North Circuit to say y'all.
A lot of the drivers say you can go 3 wide on these turns. It's a big oval, Jerry, and there's lots of room to race.
First year out on this oval, it was strictly a 1 groove track. The second year it opened up about a groove and a half, perhaps 2 grooves, and now it's nothing to see 3 cars out there, 3 abreast.
There's Tom Rosati's crew, busy at work on the left-hand side. They're changing left-hand tires and adding gas. And they're also, looks like they're having a little bit of trouble. They're getting that right rear tire on. There's Dick McCabe.
They're on the air hose right now, and that's a penalty itself if NASCAR sees that there. The tire was right on the air hose.
I think it was jacked up and the air hose was underneath it because you saw them move it away. And he's off. That was quite a long pit stop for Tom Rosati. There's the interval there. It looks like when they approach the turn that Kelly Moore closes up to McCabe a little bit. Then on the straightaways, there's a battle for 3rd place. Mike McLaughlin and Curtis Markham, last year's Rookie of the Year. Mike McLaughlin has had some success on this track, Jerry.
He has more wins on this track. He's got more wins than most people have ever races in their life, I guess. But he's done double duty both the Wisdom Modified Tour and Busch Grand National Tour. He's won them both. He's no stranger.
Curtis Markham gets his nose underneath the rear and makes the attempt for 3rd place. And Mike McLaughlin says, "No, son. At least I'm not going to let you by if I can help it." Whoa! Curtis Markham tail spins a little bit there, Jerry, but it was able to hold on. The yellow flag is out.
Okay, it's open turn 4. We had somebody up against the wall, but he's taken back off again. Let's see who that number is. That's Tommy Bowles, the number 76, that got up against the wall to bring that yellow out.
Tom Bowles brings out the 3rd yellow flag. It's on lap 91 when he has some trouble going into turn 3 and 4. Meanwhile,
here's a replay of what went on there, Don. And let's see, there's a nice pass. That's an excellent pass right there, side-by-side racing. And then he started to slip, and slipped right there just enough to lose that position. If it hadn't been for that slip, I think he would have made the pass.
Yep. And at that point, the yellow flag came out. And there's Dick McCabe, who is still in the lead. Kelly Moore in the 47 car is in 2nd place, right behind him. Mike McLaughlin in the 51 Coors Extra Gold car, and the Skull Bandit of Curtis Markham is in 4th place. We are on lap 92 under our 3rd flag, and 3rd yellow flag. And Jerry, the yellow flags have come out due to relatively minor incidents, unless of course you're Scott DeWare or Tom Bowles that spun around. But I mean, there were no multiple car problems.
No, we've been very fortunate so far.
Okay, we'll be back with more of the NASCAR Twins.
If motorsports racing action gets your blood pumping, then you should be watching Pit Stop. Pit Stop delivers the most up-to-date news, talks to the biggest stars, shows you the most exciting highlights, and looks at all the important behind-the-scenes action. So join show host Jerry Venn for the fastest half hour on television. It's all on Pit Stop, Northern New England's only weekly motorsports program.
Skate on wheels. That's right, wheels. Inline skating in safety with the help of the Everett Arena Hockey Shop. Whether you choose to rent or buy, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop can outfit the entire family with protective equipment from Bauer. And street hockey being one of the new rages, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop has a full line of street hockey equipment. Don't forget, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop is open all summer long and is equipped with all your baseball and softball equipment and team uniforms.
All right, we are back here, and Continental 12 extends thanks to today's sponsors: Budweiser, Racing's King of Beers; Hazen Printing, 1 North Main Street in Pennacook; and Nesson, your ticket to New England sports. Relax and enjoy today's race coverage on Channel 12 with the great taste of a nice cold Bud. Budweiser is distributed locally by New Hampshire distributors. We're in our 3rd caution flag, back on lap 54. Some debris on the track brought out a caution for 4 laps. On lap 71, Scott DeWare hit the wall on turn 1 and brought out a 3-lap caution. And right here, Tom Bowles had some trouble in turns 3 and 4. Back to Pete Falcone down in the pits with our leader, Dick McCabe's crew chief.
We're with Mark Wentworth right here at McCabe's pit stall, and I would have to say that right now with the distance left, it's like a Saturday night short track feature, a shootout to the finish. How does Dick say the car's running?
Car's running pretty good, but when he's leading with Kelly behind him, it makes him a little loose, so it's not over by any means. It's going to be interesting.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on it. Thank you. All right.
Okay, thank you, Pete Falcone, and also pitting is former leader Mike Stefanik in the number 6 car. He led Jerry just for a couple of laps and then had some problems.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. They're changing tires again, and they're not doing all that quickly either. I think they know that their track position is pretty much lost.
But they'll get back in it and go ahead and run for the points.
It looks like Jamie Obi's back up in the top 10. We'll have to see how this plays out, too. See how that V8 will do against all these hybrid V6-cylinder automobiles.
Here's your leaders. Mike McLaughlin in 4th place. Travis Marcotte in the 7th car in 5th place. In 4th place, that is. And let's look back further in the field. I'm looking specifically for the number 9 car of Joe Bessie, which is coming into your picture shortly.
Joe is way out in the back right now. There he is, just going into turn 3.
Yep. 21 car is slowing down. That belongs to Tom Rosati. And we still have a couple of laps to go before the green flag, so we'll take this time out. 2 laps to go. We'll be right back with the restart.
This is your world, genuine and true. You're the one who keeps coming through, 'cause you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your Proud to be your bud.
We are going to green here shortly. Hazen Printing provides full-color printing from newsletters, town reports, Booster Club magazines, company letterhead, or even wedding invitations. Hazen Printing provides full-color printing as well as expert advice and service to get the job done right. Pete Falcone is down in the pits with an update. Pete?
All right, we are in Mike Stefanik's pit, and you made note of the fact that he came into this yellow to change some right-side tires. You can see the tire that came off the right rear, and it's pretty well worn here from the right rear of the Stefanik number 6, and has been causing him handling problems throughout the afternoon.
And the green flag's back out.
Green flag, Dick McCabe is in front. And Kelly Moore in 2nd place, Mike McLaughlin 3rd, and 4th place is...
Whoa! Okay, that was Dave Dion. Dave Dion got together with Jamie Obi. That's what set that up right on the end of the pit wall.
Brian Ross also involved in the 73 car. Number 10 car trying to pull away there. There goes Brian Ross out of the mess. But extensive damage on 2 of those cars, Jerry.
Okay, some of them are starting to move a little bit. This is one of those serious yellows that you were talking about.
And it doesn't look like there is a race. No, there's no race to the yellow flag. They're going to restart them. So on the restart...
Oh, we've got another spin now. Dave Dion has spun down in turn 4. Apparently he lost his steering or something from that accident. He did receive quite a bit of damage.
Yep, he was coming back around and just spun around, and we'll head down pit row. So Dion was involved in that crash on the restart, as was Brian Ross.
Dion hit that wall heavily. That's what set up the initial crash. You can see the black marks going down into it. Look at the damage on that car. The hood is way up. The back end has bent up. I don't think there's a straight panel left on that car.
Let's go down to Pete Falcone and Dave Dion's pit.
Well, the damage is pretty heavy to the front end of Dave Dion's car, the right rear as well. They're taking the hood off the car, actually ripping it off and trying to pull the left front fender away from the left front tire. There's smoke coming off the engine, and the crew is working feverishly, trying not to get down a lap, but they've got some serious body work to do on the front end of the Berlin City Ford for Dave Dion.
All right, Pete, and coming right beside you now is Barney McRae in the number 5 car, also involved in that crash. And it looks like his front end is a bit of a mess, Jerry.
Yeah, it looks like Barney's going to be out for the day, too. His hood is in a little different, higher spoiler angle, I guess, than what you really care to have out here on the track.
Let's go back to Pete.
Just barely tagged.
We understand that Dave Dion is going to be penalized for coming in a lap early. Even with all of that damage, the word from NASCAR is that he will be penalized for coming down on the pit road early. And we are also now in Barney McRae's pit, where the damage seems to be a lot more worse than what Dion had. The radiator is pretty well pushed in, and the crew is trying to pull the body away, but they've got problems with the radiator and also some of the suspension to the left front of Barney McRae's number 5.
All right, Pete Falcone, nice job. Thank you very much for keeping us updated on pit row. There you see the tow truck, Jerry, hooking on to that car. I can't see. Is that the 16? No, it's not the 16 car.
No, yeah, the numbers kind of been rubbed right off the side of that car.
We're going to take a look now at what happened on that restart. There you see the cars going by, and there's where the action began.
Okay, that was the end result of it. We caught right near the end. It started right on the end of pit road, right on the wall. And it looked like Obie and Dion got together. Dion got the worst of it, went over across the track, collected up Barney McRae and a handful of other cars. You'll see another hit right there. They never had a chance to stop. Not when a car's sitting right out in front like that. This is, excuse me, a good indication of why that you should not race back to green on some occasions, because some of the cars just couldn't make it through the debris.
There's Jeff Berry's car being pulled away. And Pete Falcone is not getting much time off here this afternoon. Pete, what's going on?
Fast and feverish down here on pit road. We're at Barney McRae's pit, and he is actually out of the car helping the crew work on it. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 guys working on the car under the watchful eye of the NASCAR official. But McRae popped right out of the car, took a sledgehammer and went to work as a body man on the front end of that car, and they've got a good amount of work yet to go.
All right, Pete, take 30 seconds off. Thank you very much. Dick McCabe is in front now as the yellow flag remains out. The green flag only came out for about a quarter of a lap, Jerry, so we are now on lap 99, 26 laps to go.
Stub Fadden has complained to NASCAR officials that he was passed by 2 cars under the slash yellow. That's an action NASCAR is going to take.
There you see the crew cleaning up the mess as we are at lap 99, about to go into lap 100 under the yellow flag with Dick McCabe, Kelly Moore, Mike McLaughlin, and Curtis Markham. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll be back.
Hazen Printing presents printing that explodes with color. From invitations and letterheads to brochures, magazines, and business forums. At Hazen Printing, choose from a rainbow of colors to add class and style to your business and personal printing needs. Alongside the Kentucky River for over 80 years, capital area residents have turned to Hazen Printing for quality 4-color printing at reasonable prices. To add pizzazz to proposals and presentations, to create an image that says you're unique, turn to the printing professionals at Hazen Printing, 1 North Main Street, Pennacook.
Skate on wheels. That's right, wheels. Inline skating in safety with the help of the Everett Arena Hockey Shop. Whether you choose to rent or buy, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop can outfit the entire family with protective equipment from Bauer. And street hockey being one of the new rages, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop has a full line of street hockey equipment. Don't forget, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop is open all summer long and is equipped with all your baseball and softball equipment and team uniforms.
On North State Street in Concord, the Glory of India is cooking up authentic Indian cuisine, serving a mouth-watering buffet on Sundays with a variety to please most everyone. The Glory of India also has a wide array of vegetarian dishes made with only the freshest organic vegetables. When dining at the Glory of India, be sure to ask about the chef's recommendations. The casual atmosphere and friendly staff will be two of the many reasons you will return to the Glory of India.
If you've seen a program on Channel 12 and wish you had a tape of the show, relax. Almost all our programs have been saved on videotape. Whether it's a sporting event, parade, community function, or graduation, we can make a copy for you. All you need to do is call us. For $29.95, you'll receive a high-quality transfer direct from our master tape. It's a wonderful way to save a memory. Please call us soon. Programs are saved for a limited time.
Nesson is your ticket to New England sports. Don't miss Red Sox Digest 30 minutes before each Nesson Red Sox telecast. To order Nesson, call Continental Cablevision at 224-1884. All right, our third yellow of the afternoon, resulting in 11 laps of yellow flag racing and a massive crash involving Jamie Ovey, Dave Dion, Brian Ross, Barney McRae, and maybe a couple of others, Jerry. But here is the restart with Dick McCabe in front and Kelly Moore in second place.
Look at Jamie Ovey on the inside down there.
Now, is Ovey in the lead lap?
Jamie Ovey should be in the lead lap, and I think he's in 5th place right now.
Okay, so he is back in striking distance. Kelly Moore.
There's Kelly coming up on the outside of Dick McCabe.
Look at him go by.
Kelly is screaming. Kelly is fast out there. On the outside is 3 abreast racing.
Well, Dick McCabe almost got trapped behind that lapped car. And it looks like Dick McCabe and Kelly Moore are photo finish right there.
Now you see the heavy hitters come out, Don. This is what short track racing is all about on a long track.
Mike McLaughlin in the 51 car. And Jamie Ovey has moved into 4th place and is going by Mike McLaughlin. There he comes into your picture, and he's really moving.
Jamie is on the go. That V8 power against the V6s. Let's see if Jamie's got it for him.
Now, the V6s have the advantage pulling out of the turns. The V8s have the advantage going into the turns.
Yes, basically so, except the V8s come off a lot of tires for some reason. There's second place, Don. Look at the pass on the outside.
Yep, he gets on the outside of Dick McCabe, but McCabe is holding him off.
Ovey's a man with a mission right now.
Yep, there he goes by, and he's got his second place.
There's a wild, hard drive to the front right now.
But he was really back, way back in the pack for a while there.
I've got to tell you, you can look at the racing down south. This Busch Grand National North Division is just something else to watch.
And you can see that when the Southern drivers come up here and race. And they'll tell you that it's tough racing up here as it is down there. From racing back in the pack, we're on lap 106 of 125, so 19 to go. 69 car slowing down, Jeff Spraker's car, everybody going by him.
Robbie Crouch is still out there, right behind Bob Brunell.
And there are your 3 leaders.
Bumper to bumper.
Looks like both.
And there goes Jamie down on the inside, going into turn 1, Don. And he made the pass. That's a hard drive by Jamie Ovey, all the way back up to the front, right on the point where he started this race.
And look at Dick McCabe. He's got designs on the inside of Kelly Moore.
And Jamie showing muscle. Look at him pull away from those 2 cars.
And coming right out of the turn, too. He really accelerated and is well in front as the battle for second place between McCabe and Moore. And it looks like McCabe is taking Moore to the inside.
It's a good thing that his wife had that baby a couple of weeks ago, because she probably could have had it right here this afternoon.
All right, Kelly Moore gets by him. And Jamie Ovey. There's the smiling Budweiser driver.
Proud Papa. Father of a new baby girl named Heather.
This race is rapidly winding down. 108 laps in the books. Jamie Ovey trying to hang on after leading.
Well, Kelly's right back up too again. This is a seesaw. It's a little bit of give and take.
No, it's going to be in. It's it's not. Ovey hasn't got this in the victory circle yet. Turn 3. Comes fat and hits the wall.
And he's got some serious damage on the left rear of that car.
That'll bring out the yellow flag, and the leaders are rounding turn 3, and they are all slowing down. So the pace car has come out, and there will be no racing to the yellow flag as the pace car immediately came out, Jerry.
Jamie Obey did not need that yellow. He did not need that caution to come out at this point in the race.
There's Stub Fadden. Looks like he backed into the wall there on turn 3, bringing out the 4th yellow of the day on lap 108.
Stub Fadden, can you call him the perennial New Hampshire driver? He has been driving race cars since race cars had wheels.
And as long as he's been driving, I believe last year was the best year that he's ever had.
He had an excellent year. Last year was the first year that he jumped into the V6 program. It cost him a lot of money to get into that program, but obviously it showed the success that he had.
So that brings out the yellow flag. Hazen Printing is a proud supporter of community events. They cheer on Merrimack Valley High School, as well as sponsor Channel 12 coverage of the Pennacook Apple Festival Parade. All of us at Channel 12 thank Hazen Printing and all of our sponsors for making today's telecast possible.
Okay, we're going to look back at Stub, see what happened to Stubby over there. Okay, he just flat lost it, and he just backed it right into the wall over in turn 3. That was a severe hit, too. That car came off the ground about 2 feet.
So Stub Fadden is in the pits now, as you see him backed up against the wall, and there he just pulled into the pits.
That's another reason why the fuel cells come in real handy on these race cars, Don. If that car hadn't had a fuel cell and just a fuel tank, it probably would have gone up in some sort of a gasoline explosion.
There goes the rear bumper. We'll put that away for a while. Pete Falcone is down in Stub Fadden's pits. Pete, what's up?
Damages to the left rear of Stub Fadden's number 16. The crew is just pulling pretty much the rear bumper and a good part of the body from the left rear part right off and piling it up here in his pit. And they are now working on the right rear of the car. Stub has it fired and pulls away, but I'm sure he'll be right back in again. They were not done with the right rear of that number 16.
Well, he wanted to stay in the lap that he was in, and so he pulls out, and maybe he'll pull back in. That is a strategy that the drivers use when they can still move the car. All right, we are moving into lap 111.
One lap to go. When they come around, they'll be taking the green flag, Don.
And if this stays green the rest of the way, Jerry, 14-lap sprint. Jamie Obey in front, Kelly Moore right behind him, Dick McCabe and Mike McLaughlin are the top 4 right now as we are going into lap 111. And what effect is this yellow flag going to have, Jerry, on the strong run that Jamie Obey was having?
Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen with Jamie. He's going to flatten that gas pedal right down to the floorboards when they drop that green flag. He cannot afford to give Kelly Moore any track position now at all. He showed a little bit of muscle the last time. He pulled away by about 5 car lengths and lost that back to Kelly. He doesn't need any more yellows. Kelly would probably not like to have another yellow either because he'd like to pull right up and at least get a good shot at Jamie in the turns.
Right, you see the leaders are on the inside and the lapped cars are on the outside, and there's Billy Wilder with the yellow flag, and he'll be waving the green flag, and there is the restart, and Jamie Obey gets a strong start.
Once again, that was the same restart they had before. He jumped right out. He's showing some muscle in that V8. I'm really impressed with whoever built that motor for him. They built it with some power for the Speedway.
Kelly Moore drops back about 3 car lengths. Dick McCabe about 4 or 5 more back. And then comes Mike McLaughlin. And the 13 car Ted Christopher has moved into 5th place. 112 laps down, just a few to go. We're going to run 125 laps here this afternoon. They're coming out of turn 3 and down the straightaway. Jamie Obey is on his way. Look at him pull away.
I think Jamie can sense that he has a real good shot at this race right now. Obviously, he's looking at that rearview mirror as much as he can to see where Kelly Moore is on the track. And the way he's pulling away right now, I think he realizes that Kelly just doesn't have the motor to outgun him this afternoon.
But he also knows that Kelly Moore and Mike McLaughlin and Dick McCabe that are right behind him are 3 very crafty, wily veterans of this tour. And he's not going to let up one bit with those 3 guys behind him.
I don't think you'll see any let up there. There's a good battle right now for second and third between Kelly Moore and the Irish Angel, Dick McCabe. And Dick McCabe's going to try the inside of Kelly Moore going into turn 3.
Mike McLaughlin in fourth place is about 20 car lengths back and appears to be out of it unless something happens.
Billy Ryder showing 10 fingers, indicating 10 laps to go in this 125 lap race.
There's Jamie Obey in front with 10 laps to go, 10 miles to go. At an average of 125 or so miles an hour.
As a former driver, I can feel the anxieties and the emotions that Jamie must be going through right now out there.
How often is he looking into that rearview mirror?
He's probably got one eye just glued right to it and the other eye glued right in front of him.
But the lead is starting to spread out some as he is pulling out all the stops.
Well, what's happening right now is the duel between Kelly Moore and Dick McCabe has slowed those two cars down so that they've basically gone backwards away from Jamie rather than Jamie shooting out forward from them.
The only thing that could go wrong now, assuming Jamie has good control of the car, is something mechanical to go wrong with the car.
And that's what the driver thinks about. If he's got 5 or 10 laps left to go, if he's leading a race, every sound that car makes is magnified 10 times over. Any little vibration comes out as a major engine rattle, and you're just wondering what might fall off the car or what might happen on the last lap.
There's been a couple of flat tires out there this afternoon already.
You never rule out that possibility.
I'm sure he's noticed that. There's the shot from our speed camera with 7 laps to go. There's the leader, Jamie Obey. It looks like Dick McCabe has shaken away from Kelly Moore and is reeling in the leader, Jamie Obey.
Dick McCabe is still on a high from his 1992 season championship on the Busch Grand National North Circuit, and I'm sure that gives him some momentum going into this race today.
Well, look at him move up on Obey. Obey is saying, oh no, look at this guy close. Where's Kelly Moore? Kelly Moore has dropped back several car lengths from Dick McCabe. And look what happened to Kelly. Mike McLaughlin still in fourth place. There's your leader, Jamie Obey. We're on lap 118 now. 7 laps to go now. There's the Dean Ferry car back in the back. We're on lap 118 now. We'll be coming on to lap 119. That'll give us 6 laps left.
There's Jamie going down the front straightaway with Dick McCabe and the Fisher Plows car right behind him.
Dick McCabe wants to plow Jamie Obey out of the way like a January snowstorm. But Obey in the Budweiser car is doing everything he can to stay in front.
Jamie deserves a win. Jamie's a 3-time champion on this tour. He went off on his own, started his own team, hasn't had the greatest success. In 1993, starting out 100 degrees away from what he had last year. He's really looking forward to a good season, and well, this is a good one right here. He just may have to hold him off a couple more laps, at least 5 to go.
Dick McCabe has been reeling him in little by little, and with 5 laps to go, that may be enough for McCabe to take him, because look at him close up to within a coat of paint as they come up, and he goes to the inside, and Jamie Obey pushes him over as he tries to get around that lap car, and McCabe has spun out.
Now, this is a major incident in this race, Don. It was a very uneventful spin, but it'll turn out to be a major event in this race.
Now, what happened was Obey and McCabe came up on a lapped car, and Obey had to pull away from the lapped car, and he pulled right into Dick McCabe.
Here's what happened. Yeah, and Jamie had no place to go. Here's the lapped car. He's running about 5 miles an hour faster. He had no place to go.
That's Dave Dion's car.
Yeah, came down in just a little bit, just enough to touch McCabe. I don't believe that was intentional. It was just to get around that car, and they just both tried to occupy the same piece of real estate, and it didn't work.
That was a disaster there for Dick McCabe. And that is going to knock Dick McCabe out of contention for this one as Kelly Moore pulls into second place. There's the leaderboard showing Kelly Moore in second place, but Kelly Moore is going to be out of there, and the 51 and 51 car will move up into second place.
Here's a very interesting development. We looked at Dave Dion as being involved in that situation where Jamie had to go around him. 29, Dave Dion has been black flagged for that incident. So it looks like Dave Dion pinched Jamie Obey over into Dick McCabe.
And there you see, with only 4 laps to go, there's Dave Dion coming in. He has been black flagged out of this race and will go in for the afternoon. They're showing 1 to go, so they're going to go 2 laps of green flag racing. This is going to give Kelly Moore and Mike McLaughlin, Jerry, a chance to close up with Jamie Obey as we see Dave Dion sitting in the pits. So this is going to be a 2-lap shootout.
Dick McCabe's in the pits. It looks like he may have cut down a tire. They're pulling out the sheet metal, pulling the tire off, right front tire. He must have cut that tire down in that incident over going into turn 3.
Yep.
But by now he's lost so much track position that it's almost useless for him.
Well, he's going to pull out, and he can pull into the rear of the pack. He may be able to gain a few spots because except for that, he had a very fast car, one of the fastest cars out there.
I think he still may be on the lead lap.
We're going to go to the green flag here on lap 123, so we'll go from green to white to checker.
Green, white, checker, that's correct.
Can Jamie Obey hold off Kelly Moore and Mike McLaughlin? The fastest car out there looks like is out of contention. It looked like Dick McCabe was just about to take the lead away. All right, here's the restart. We're going to get the green flag for 1 lap, and then the white flag, and then the checkered flag. And there they go, into turn 1. Everybody is through turn 1.
Greg Clark in the 45 may be the spoiler in this race. That's a lap car that's between Jamie Obey and Kelly Moore and who else we get out there? Oh, okay, that's Mike Stefanik right up in there.
Dick McCabe was fading back a little bit before that incident, Jerry, and with the Irish Angel out of there.
And the white flag comes out. Jamie Obey. Budweiser special. White flag. This is it on the last mile.
There goes
25 lap race.
Jamie Obey through turn 3, through turn 2. He's got 3/4 of the track to go. He's all alone. Kelly Moore's in second place, about 30 car laps back. Jamie Obey, and they're hopping downstairs, Jerry, in the Budweiser suite.
Post-race comments ought to be very colorful this afternoon.
Here's Billy Ryder. The checkers are out, and Jamie Obey takes the checkered flag.
A very popular win, Don. Jamie Obey takes race number 2 in the Busch Grand National North Division.
In second place is Kelly Moore. Third place will be the 51 car of Mike McLaughlin. Fourth place is Dave Resendez, and there is your winner, Jamie Obey, 3-time champion in the Busch Grand National North Division, 3 consecutive championships, won it in 88, 89, and 90. And there you see the Budweiser crew heading down toward Victory Lane, and our pit reporter Pete Falcone will be right behind him.
Congratulations go out to Tommy Brown, Joe McGann, and all the fellows at New Hampshire Distributors for the fine effort they've helped Jamie Obey put in to this win.
So winning the race, Jamie Obey, who was involved in an incident in turn 2 along with Dave Dion and Brian Ross and Barney McRae, but was able to get back into this race and finish. And there you see the number 41 Budweiser car. When we come back, we'll be talking with the winner of the Tri-State Megabucks presents the NASCAR Twins, Busch Grand National North 125. Stay with us.
August the 8th. This is your world, genuine and true. You're the one who keeps coming through, 'cause you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your Proud to be your bud.
Hazen Printing presents printing that explodes with color. From invitations and letterheads to brochures, magazines, and business forums. At Hazen Printing, choose from a rainbow of colors to add class and style to your business and personal printing needs. Alongside the Kentucky River for over 80 years, capital area residents have turned to Hazen Printing for quality 4-color printing at reasonable prices. To add pizzazz to proposals and presentations, to create an image that says you're unique, turn to the printing professionals at Hazen Printing, 1 North Main Street, Pennacook.
Skate on wheels. That's right, wheels. Inline skating in safety with the help of the Everett Arena Hockey Shop. Whether you choose to rent or buy, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop can outfit the entire family with protective equipment from Bauer. And street hockey being one of the new rages, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop has a full line of street hockey equipment. Don't forget, the Everett Arena Hockey Shop is open all summer long and is equipped with all your baseball and softball equipment and team uniforms.
On North State Street in Concord, the Glory of India is cooking up authentic Indian cuisine, serving a mouth-watering buffet on Sundays with a variety to please most everyone. The Glory of India also has a wide array of vegetarian dishes made with only the freshest organic vegetables. When dining at the Glory of India, be sure to ask about the chef's recommendations. The casual atmosphere and friendly staff will be two of the many reasons you will return to the Glory of India.
In addition to sponsoring Channel 12's coverage of today's races at New Hampshire International Speedway, Budweiser and New Hampshire Distributors also sponsor our 3 Days of Thunder race preview shows seen Thursday, Friday, and Saturday prior to each major race event here at the Speedway. Budweiser is also a regional sponsor of Pit Stop, our weekly half-hour motorsports racing show hosted by my partner, Jerry Venn. Tune into Pit Stop every Thursday night at 7:30 right here on Continental Cablevision, Channel 12. Budweiser is racing's king of beers. And today the Budweiser driver is the king of the Busch North 125 here at New Hampshire International Speedway. Jamie Obie has gone from pole to victory lane, and with him now in victory lane is our pit reporter, Pete Falcone.
Guys, we're in victory lane with a victorious Jamie Obie and a hot one, too. Good run today, Jamie.
Thank you very much. Just really happy to be in victory lane with a Budweiser Chevrolet, and I want to thank my crew and Carl Wagner and Bud for all the support.
Now, you get out there to an early lead, and it seemed to be somewhat of a lengthy pit stop that put you back. What happened that time out?
Well, I really miscued. It wasn't the crew's fault. It was mine. The radios went out, and there was some mix-up when we were supposed to pit. I didn't really know what lap it was, and I stayed out a lap too long, and I kind of fouled it up. And the car was strong enough to come back to the front, and we're really proud to get the win.
And a dramatic finish. What did you see from your vantage point up there in turn 3?
Well, I'll tell you, what happened there is just a lot of frustration, I think, on the backstretch, and I feel sorry that Dick McCabe was there to give me a run for the money. There's no doubt he was running good, and I ended up, I guess we got together when somebody tried to stick me in the wall, and that's unfortunate. That's not good racing. We like to race hard, and we're proud of our sponsors and our whole team.
Well, great start to the season.
Thank you very much.
All right. Back upstairs.
Well, Jerry Van, a very happy Jamie Obie in victory lane. He did what he wanted to. He went from the pole position to the victory lane.
I'm so pleased for Jamie. I'm pleased for New Hampshire Distributors, all the fine people at Budweiser. Jamie's got his own team now. He had a couple of rough seasons, but he's back in championship form. We may see him probably in January sometime up in Portland, Maine for the championship.
Finishing in second place was Kelly Moore of Scarborough, Maine. Third place went to Magic Shoes, Mike McLaughlin, and Dave Resendez finished in fourth place. And we're delighted that you joined us here this afternoon on Continental 12 for our coverage of the Busch North 125 presented by the New Hampshire Lottery. I'm Don Dunkley along with my partner Jerry Venn, and we'll see you next time here on Continental 12's racing coverage.
Continental Cablevision presents coverage of the Tri-State Megabucks NASCAR Twin 125s on Channel 12 Concord. Brought to you in part by Budweiser, racing's king of beers. Distributed locally by New Hampshire Distributors. By Hazen Printing, located at 1 North Main Street in Pennacook, providing expert full-color printing services. And by Nesson, your ticket to New England sports.